side control. Who's here at 12 today? All right, then we're gonna go over the same thing because you guys need it. All right. So let's say Chris Phillips in my guard, and let's say somehow miraculously he began to open my guard, and by the grace of God, he passed. Oh my God, he passed, and oh, let's just say theoretically he wound up here somehow, which really never happens. But let's just say, okay, I need to make him feel uncomfortable being on top of me. Just what we talked about, I think it was on Saturday, where you gotta make the person uncomfortable so that they change position and you can anticipate their change of position, but you have to stop moving and your pressure has to be causing discomfort so that it will motivate the top person to move. The top person will move in ways that you know you can anticipate, which enables you to be 1, 2, maybe even 3 steps ahead, okay? In order for me to framing, same thing as that beam and that pole there, it's framing, holding up that ceiling so that there's space in here. I need to frame. This frame on the head is only as effective as my frame on the hip. So I'm going to frame his hip right here. It enables me to frame his head. He's getting very uncomfortable here. I'm gonna roll up on my shoulders so that I am like the old school telephones. Remember those things that we used to have at home with the circle and you turn it and the buttons and all that, no speaker, nothing. And hands-free was this right here. So you're holding it with your kind of right cheekbone and your right shoulder. And my hips are up because from here, I want to pressure him this way, which forces him to try to relieve that pressure on his wrist. See how he's trying to pull his hand out? And I want to be able to move away, control that, and recover an open guard, okay? If you notice the angle of his wrist, it's very uncomfortable, okay? Now remember, you're not gonna miraculously just wind up here with him magically on top of you in this position. There's typically gonna be a series of breakdowns that happen on this leg, typically consistent with the person on top passing the guard. For me to be able to frame this hand right here, look, here's me framing the left hand as much as I can, right there. That's about as good as I can do. However, my right hand frames and rolls. Now my left hand frames and rolls, and I find his wrist right here, and I lift my hip. I'm not framing him up. I want to frame him down and trap. Yeah, he wants to pull that. Yes, and I block that C-frame. I either go here on the knee or on his hand because he's going to want to advance. And I keep blocking, blocking, blocking. Recompose my guard, open guard, close guard, half guard. That's your direction to improve your position. However, you're going to spread the frames. First, I lock in this frame here. Let's see how I'm on my right side so that this frame right here is being absorbed by my bottom right shoulder, okay, the pressure, okay? Also my hip, my left foot, very important. From here, I begin to move my shoulders back, lift my hip, and find that wrist of his that I'm trapping with my right cheekbone and my right shoulder, okay? I'm shrugging basically, and I'm extending his head. Watch what happens to his arm here. It creates discomfort. Now, I'm framing that hip. Philip, are you comfortable?
Nope.
Tell everybody what you're feeling and what you want to do.
I want my hand back.
Why?
Because it hurts.
Okay, he's pulling his hand, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you feel me stopping you?
Yep.
I'm gonna let go right there. And then I'm gonna be ready to C-frame him on the inner elbow pit right here. Here, here, hip, shoulder, and back. Does that make sense, guys?
Sure.
Okay, so one more time. I'm gonna frame first the hip, okay? And I'm framing, rolling. I'm framing here, rolling, and I'm gonna walk it back, and I can walk it back. I can feel his shoulder here, lift my hips up, and then I'm gonna drop it down. Yeah, right there, because I feel him pulling it out. I let it go myself. Hip, shoulder, recovery here, and I'm in an open guard. Let's try it. You guys are probably gonna do it wrong, and then we'll correct it. 1, 2, 3.